You're listening to the Impact Implosion on the Angry Marks Podcast Network.
It is June 3rd, 2015, and it is another episode of the Impact Implosion. As always, my name is Seth Drake, and on the other end is Mike Poland.
Hello.
Well, you know, I've already told people I'm not going to see this show next week, and I feel okay with that after watching this show.
Huh.
So, let's get to some news before we go into the show that was a slippery slope.
Slippage.
Like the last time we did one of these shows where the first hour was a train wreck and the second hour was good, because this Impact, the first hour was good and the second hour was a train wreck.
Yeah, literally a train wreck.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, first of all, TNA has pulled Tyrus from the Global Force Wrestling shows.
Yes, because they'll be around in a few months.
He will not be headlining any of those shows. Also, TNA will be having Slammiversary, and they plan for Destiny, Bound for Glory.
Yes, but however will they build the Bound for Glory with no TV?
I don't know, but and also, you know, the blood may be in the water, and there may be some interest from WWE.
What do they want?
Well, what has been known is that, not that completely, but WWE is looking at people, looking into their contracts once they expire from TNA.
I'd be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if they wanted like Lashley and like Mickie James and
yes,
like
and
all
finally,
the people they had before.
For one of the most, oh dear God, they are doing this. They are filming a pilot episode for a reality show featuring Dixie Carter.
Speaking of train wrecks.
Oh, dear Lord.
I might have to watch that.
I will not.
Well, we won't have to recap it, but I'll watch it.
Oh, dear Lord.
The life and times of Dixie Carter, featuring Tyrus and EC3 and Surge.
Surge! Get your butt in here, do some damn music!
Do the dishes.
Do some music, please! I need some more music for these people. Oh, and your Dollhouse theme is getting removed because Billy Corgan was able to provide some music from Hull.
Yes.
So WWE... Dixie Carter is planning on a reality show, while WWE, like Sharks in the Water, are interested in their their good TNA workers' contracts. That's all we know.
Aries, Rude, EC3.
Yeah. We don't know
Eric
exactly
Young.
the names, but yeah, they're looking into them.
All guys they could have had years ago.
Oh, yeah, like Bram, stuff like that. They might bring some of these guys back, but after they succeed. So, yeah, congratulations, TNA. WWE's...
You may have a TV show, but you ain't going to have a roster by the end of the year.
Yeah. I did watch ROH.
Yeah.
And I will say this about ROH. I did tweet on it too. I'm not going to do a full show review on ROH, but it was okay. But I will say this: there is one. The show does seem like an indie show. It absolutely does.
Yep.
Even more indie than TNA does. And in some ways, I've said this, it feels more like a Destination America show than Impact does.
Yep. Like, what? So, like, I know you're not gonna do a full review, but like, what did you think of like some of the matches? Like, I like Silas's match.
I gotta talk. Silas Young looks like I hate calling him Jake Ravishing Snake Rude. He looks like Jake the Snake Roberts and Rick Rude had a baby.
He's the last real man, don't you know? And also the stupid B.J. Whitmer, Steve Corino thing, which they're probably never going to pay off.
No, because they had Steve Corino's son. I originally said the Candidos, and that was, I apologize for that. I deleted that tweet immediately.
Steve Candido?
No, I meant it's Corino. Steve Corino. Yeah. Or King Corino, as he's known on commentary. Moose basically beat up his son because his son wanted to join the Decade.
Well, his son already joined the Decade months ago, actually.
And the
B.J. Whitmer Corino thing's been going on for over a year.
Yeah, so
they're never going to pay it off because Corino doesn't want to wrestle.
Also, Jay Lethal got out of his tag match against the Briscoes, so it was a Jay in there, but a Jay Diesel with Donovan Dijak.
The other jobber in the House of Truth.
So I was like, well, I'm okay with there being Jays on the House of Truth. I'm good with that.
Yep. And they're building the best in the world, obviously, when they're doing the champion.
Donovan Dijak. The heck was that?
I don't know.
Oh, well.
But anyway, let's get to the train wreck that we call Impact.
Yes. And it starts out weird because ladies and gentlemen, EC3. And then an acapella group in the ring singing trouble, 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 trouble.
That was great.
EC3 comes out with models. Tyrus with a sign.
Couldn't look any less interested to be there.
Yeah, Tyrus has a necklace as a sign. A sign as a necklace. It's awesome. So he's like hanging this thing around, and they got balloons and everything. And then the acapella group, you're the number one contender. You're the number one contender. You're the number one contender that nobody can deny.
Well, except for the guy who might be cashing in his exhibition title.
So Angle comes out and basically says, you shouldn't be worried about the number one. You should be worrying about the letter X as an exhibition champion. I'm like, what about C as an option C? But whatever. Ticker tag.
We don't want to EC3 the alphabet.
Yeah. No, we don't. No, we don't. So Angle says that Rockstar Spud can cash in, and Ethan Carter, the third, is like,
I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
Yeah, because I'm not going to let him cash in. So then as he leaves, he has the quartet say goodbye to Kurt. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. So long.
What are they, the Three Stooges?
No, I don't know, but they had quartet, and Angle, being the asshole that he is, Angle slams the last dude.
The black guy.
No, I think it was a white guy.
No, it was a black guy. It looks like a black guy. Oh,
okay. Angle hates the black people.
He's racist. He learned that from Michael Hayes.
No, you remember that segment where he did that at New Year's Revolution, where he said, "I'm not a fan of the black people."
I don't like the blacks.
Yeah, and he's like, I can say anything I want, but these fans will still cheer me. So, anyway, it's Lashley versus Eric Young time.
Okay.
And this was last time this match happened, and I looked this up. Lashley was the heel, Eric Young was the face.
Yeah, it was right after Slammiversary.
Yeah.
They didn't bring it up, though. Oh, no, I was going to ask Lashley injured Eric Young, and that was for the heel turn in January.
And Eric Young injured Bobby Lashley. Let's not bring up that whole Lashley injured Eric Young, and this was basically payback for that.
Yep.
No, Eric Young was a bastard for injuring Lashley and taking him out for a few weeks. This was an okay match. not much really happened. Only thing that really happened was Chris Melendez came out. Eric Young looked at him.
And this is going to be a feud for Eric Young now.
And Lashley spears Eric afterwards for the win. And Chris Melendez tries to go after Eric after the bell, but Lashley thankfully holds him back. And I do love this. Kurt Angle sent out a tweet then, "You will get your shot, Ethan Carter, TNA, but not until we hear from at Rockstar Spud. Sorry, number one. Do what you do best. Sit and wait." And here's what Kurt EC3 for champ or Ethan Carter at TNA said. "I loathe you both." Yeah, he loathes them both. So far, Pope has been pretty good.
Yeah, he actually was good on commentary, better than Al Snow.
Oh, absolutely, and a little bit better than today, but
Josh Matthews at least works good with people like he worked good with Taz, and he worked good with Tanay, and he works good with Pope.
Yeah. So Rockstar Spud, he has a good big decision tonight, and he doesn't know what to do, but he has an awesome suit on.
As he usually does.
Oh, of course he does. And then we go to
the Mad Hatter. He's the Mad Suitor.
Yep. Then we had a commercial. Then we had Taryn Terrell in her studio bedroom with the beautiful people.
You mean the dollhouse?
The dollhouse. My bad. They're the same freaking thing almost. But she has plans for Kong at Destination X, and she will be bringing the X to it. But she tells Jade and Marty to get a victim.
And
so then we go to advertising, which is so bad for TNA that they replay commercials on the same ad block.
Yep.
So after that, we get Jade with the dollhouse versus Brooke.
Yep.
This was okay. I will say one thing, Brooke, your outfit's horrible. Marty Bell, your outfit's horrible.
TNA needs a good
seamster, maybe you should try to raid WWE's like you usually do. Get their ex-seamstress that they recently let go of. Why don't you do that? Because your outfits kind of suck. I'm sorry. They do. Anyway, Marty Bell gets in the way, gets hit by Jade, and Brooke hits a crossbody on Jade to get the win. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then we have a backstage segment where the dollhouse beat up Rebel.
Yep.
For no real reason.
Rebel's all Rebel is doing. Well, EC3. We actually saw Jerry Vorash interview EC3 first. And then he's like, this is a little awkward. EC3 mentions that you grew your hair out nicely. And all that. And then Tyrus has a phone for Ethan, and he's on the phone, and I'm like thinking of JBL. He's calling his people. So Rebel backstage celebrates with Brooke for her win. Brooke's going to go take a shower, and they're going to have some fun afterwards. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, we don't follow Brooke, but we got to say with Rebel, who gets beat up by the dollhouse, who are pissed that they lost. And Rebel does not sell this beatdown well. Except the kick to the side of the head, which knocks her out. Most of this beatdown she's selling absolutely dreadfully. Like covering up early, not selling, not going down. It was bad.
Right.
So they put a jawbreaker in her mouth. I hope she doesn't choke on it because I've seen that happen. So BDC and Rising time versus Rising.
Yep.
Another pretty good match. The one thing I will mention here is that there was a moment where Kenny King did not tag in, but made the ref think that he tagged in. And Drew McIntyre is on the corner saying, "Are you fucking kidding me?" And you could hear it. Yes, Drew did curse on air. And we heard it. So Drew pins Low Key for the win.
With the Doomsday device.
Yeah. No, I thought the Doomsday device was used later, but so. Then we have a backstage segment with, a studio segment with Mickie James at the studio at Nashville, and she meets up with James Storm, who's there.
And of course,
then we go to then we go to Rockstar Spud in the ring. And Rockstar Spud asks for more time, but Jeremy says, no, you don't have more time. It's now. And I'm like, he has a freaking hour left. Let him have that hour. But no.
No, because they were going to set up something for the main event later.
And then Kurt Angle comes out, and he's like, I hope you know, Spud, I'm going to beat you next week. I'm not losing this title to you. And he mentions who the hell he is. And I'm like, yes, we know the fuck you are, Angle. So here comes EC3. And he says, I just got off the phone with Dixie Carter, and if you do not cash in option C, I will welcome you back again as the chief of staff for life. So I would take I loved EC3 and Spud. I wanted them to take the offer for jealous reasons because I love them working together.
Yeah.
But Spud gives a promo that's pretty damn good about how Ethan and Dixie used him and that he's freaking tired and they could take their offer and shove it up their ass.
Although, if EC3 wins the title, what I would do with Spud is build him up over the summer and Bound for Glory. That's your main event.
Yeah, that would be really good because these two have great chemistry with each other.
Yeah.
So he's cashing in, taking option C, and then the Dirty Heels are backstage in a promo talking about the plan for the match, and they're like, we can't get swept here. And Robert's like, I can't go heel. I can't go heel. I can't do that stuff anymore. And Ari's
why not?
Why not? We gotta
win.
We gotta win, man. We gotta do what we gotta do, man. It's not cheating. It's doing what you gotta do. So then we go back to James Storm and Mickie James, who James Storm tells Mickie he wants her for something bigger. He wants her to join his revolution. And he really wants Mickie for himself in a love triangle kind of situation. It's weird.
Right.
So Mickie says, I can't do this. I love Magnus too much.
Nick.
I love Nick too much. I love my son. I can't do this. So Magnus and James Storm is originally angry, but he says, okay. And they hug. Then we go to match 3 of the best of 5 series with the tag titles. This was good. Another good match. Not as good as last week, but good. I give him credit. It's good. So Dirty Heels win by cheating. Rude has a moment where he's like, I can't do this, and then thinks about it, low blows him, hits him with the chair, makes the cover. He had to do it.
He had to go to the dark side.
So we're going to get to this moment now because this was the second hour. And I'm fucking pissed now because of this moment. Mickie James and James Storm are walking to a train station.
Yep.
Mickie hears a phone ring. Storm says it is not his. Mickie checks hers and says it's not hers either. Storm says he has the same one. Says, come on, it's not yours. Let's look at the phone. Look at the phone. So Mickie looks at the phone, and James Storm pushes her off a ledge. And she screams, and you hear nothing. And James is then crouching down and saying, that's quite a fall. So.
Hello?
Oh, am I here? Yeah, hello?
Okay. I thought my phone had cut out for a second. But.
Basically, shoves her onto the tracks. Someone says it's behind a train, but onto the tracks. I didn't hear a train at all. So he takes her phone and calls home and tells Nick, Mickie won't be home for dinner. She made her decision, and so he made his and laughed. Then we went to a commercial break. Okay, let us linger. We'll come back, and maybe we'll have police or something, or maybe... Nope!
No mention.
Nope. We're moving on.
The police for the next segment.
TNA. You know, I have heard millions of people say they want your company to die. I've defended this. I've defended your company and saying this is pointless because no company should die. You're going to put a lot of people out of work. But at this point, I can hear their freaking reasoning. You can't do this. Yes, the WWE has done stuff where they've have people attempted murder too. Hell, you had Seth Rollins kick a dude through some cinder blocks.
Yeah, Dean Ambrose did the same thing.
But
almost.
The commentation station, the announcers sold it. They fucking sold that this happened. They sold everything. The ambulances came out. Everything was sold to make this legit. TNA, on the other hand, nothing. No police, no ambulance, no hearing Magnus on the phone going, Mickie! Yeah. No nothing. And not even from the commentators. They're like, well, okay, next thing. They don't even pause for a minute. They're like, let's go to the next thing. And the next thing is Madison Rayne coming out.
And a segment that didn't need to happen.
No. So lately, she says, if you twerk or eat a jelly breaker, or if you're Gail Kim, unless you do that, you don't get anything around here. She is a contracted star around here, but Velvet Sky was fired, just shows up and does what she wants. So she's calling out Velvet, who comes out, and Madison mocks her, slaps her in the face. Velvet drops her with a face buster. Angelina Love comes out. I'm still steamed about the freaking fact that they forgot a murder. So it sometimes says Velvet doesn't work here anymore and wants her arrested. So her security arrests Velvet Sky because she elbowed a few of the security men and tells her she's going to jail again and starts slapping and drops her with an elbow as Velvet is escorted out. Angelina Love gloats about what went down, and then two other guards come out, and she's like, I don't need any more guards. And one guard tells her, you assaulted a fan, so you're arrested too. They handcuff her as she's screaming, and they drag her up the ramp. We didn't need this segment at all. In fact, you could have used this time to sell a fucking murder.
Yep.
Or a near murder. Call the cops. This is my Spoonie moment.
Have the announcers sell it.
Yes. This is my Spoonie moment where he's like, ninjas! Kidnapping! Call the cops! Yes. You saw a crime. A felony. James Storm should be arrested. Now, I understand James Storm not getting arrested, but he should at least talk about how bad this is. How absolutely terrible this is. James Storm used his friendship. Abused it. And then left his friend for dead. On the train tracks. But no. We gotta go with this shitty segment.
A feud that doesn't need to be happening.
The wife of a superstar he's now going to be feuding with and her son have to hear that mommy's not going to come home anymore because I might have just killed her. That's low, TNA. For you not to bring this up to act like this is normal and that this, you know what, it's, moving on. This is just a segment. No. It's a murder. It's a segment that should be taken absolutely seriously. Commentators should be saying, what the hell is James Storm doing? And that's all. They could be absolutely talk about this. We could have security and all this. But no. So that's done. I cannot support TNA after that bullshit. I cannot. So didn't we have
a main event?
Then we had we had Taryn Terrell playing the angry daughter. Like, I was not who you want me to be. I'm not who you want me to be.
Daddy, I'm not who you want me to be.
And I'm like, she's playing the angsty teen daughter in every movie I've ever seen. So, and in her bed being like, I'm not. Next week, we're going to show, this is my house. The doll house. So, time for our main event tag match with EC3 Tyrus versus Angle and Spud. And we're still not talking about the attempted murder.
Nope.
And then Josh
that didn't happen.
Talks about how Easton Carter III is perfect for office meetings and how Rockstar Spud is not. And I am like, Josh, there is a reason I do not watch many of the WWE main roster shows right now. Do not act like the freaking Authority.
Or JBL on commentary on Elimination Chamber.
Do not.
Ambrose would be good at meetings.
Austin, it took years for us to clean up the mess that Austin did. Yes.
Yeah, but it also took years for you to blow the money that Austin made you.
I know, so, it took you years to do that. But, yeah, JBL, it doesn't matter. We're going to go, I guess I'm going to get off on the tangent. JBL, it didn't matter that Austin wasn't company type. He made you a shit ton of money.
And Ambrose could do the same.
Yeah. That kind of takes precedent over how they look. Money really does. Money is why TNA has kept a crackhead like Jeff Hardy in their company still, even after he showed up.
And a drug addict like Angle.
Yes. Why they've shown up, while Hardy has shown up at a show high off his ass and fucked for the show. They have kept him still because of that.
And he also gave us Willow.
Yes, he also gave us Willow. But he is over, and he makes the company money. He is known. So, kind of a little, yes, he does not look good for security. He does not look good, has not have a good image, but
for public relations.
Money trumps all of that. Really does.
Yes.
That's business. Get used to it. So, this match was not good.
It was short.
We had Tyrus with a slow, horrible fall to the outside because he's got to go over the top rope on his own, and he freaking can't do it. On his own.
Man versus gravity.
No, it's not that he cannot even climb over the top rope and fake like he's runs into somebody and goes to the outside. He can't do that. But that leads to the finish, and this finish was stupid. And I'm going to tell you exactly why. Rockstar Spud gets the blind tag on Kurt Angle, who is being carried by Tyrus. Spud drop kicks Tyrus. So, you got to remember, in normal matches, the ref starts counting to 5, and Kurt gets the hell out of the ring. But no, ref doesn't count at all.
Was it Earl Hebner?
I don't know who it was, but at this point, I'm counting, and he's already at 5 when Tyrus finally gets up. And then Angle slams him.
Mm-hmm.
That's a disqualification. This match should be completely thrown out. But no, Kurt doesn't get out of the ring as Spud pins the guy. 1, 2, 3, they win. The faces win by completely cheating.
Where's Jesse Ventura's commentary when you need it?
I don't know. But they're celebrating not much.
And here comes Austin Aries, by the way.
Here comes Austin Aries. And he's like, Spud, you made a stupid decision. Cashing in. But because, while you may be cashing in, and you will, I will also be cashing in my briefcase, and I will face the winner of you and Kurt Angle.
And EC3 just sits there and mopes.
EC3 is like, no, this is, god damn it. So,
and then I just had to scream, like, how many times can EC3 get screwed over?
Yes. So I was just screaming fuck about this whole thing. So let me explain why you're doing this is a bad idea, even though I'm not going to spoil it because I'm sure you all will know when it happens and why I'm not going to be here next week.
Mm-hmm.
You're basically killing 2 storylines for one show. 2 world title storylines for one show.
The other problem is you could have done this in a better way. You could have done Angle and Spud in one match and then Aries and EP3 for a title shot in the other.
Yes, 2 shows. You could have done this in 2 shows. You could have hyped both these up. But no, we got to do both these storylines in one show because we don't have anything else.
Or you could have even done a 4-way at the pay-per-view.
Well, no, we had to do, Destination X has to be, they have to cash in at Destination X.
And you also had I guess you couldn't do the 4-way at the pay-per-view because you also had the tag title series still going on.
Yes.
And I'm assuming that'll end at the pay-per-view too.
Yes.
So.
But you could have done this after the tag team title series. So.
Right.
You could have done this.
Destination. You could have built.
At Spud have this main event moment. But no, Spud's not going to be main event. So I'm going to say this.
In the UK.
No. What started out as a B+ first hour degenerated into a D-, almost an F. If it wasn't for that opening segment, I would give this show a fucking F.
Yep.
That was bullshit you pulled there. 2-letter grades, that's a drop.
Yep.
I will not be here next week, so I know Mike's got to find somebody, and good luck with that. I'm not going to be talking about this show. And I know someone's like, but you got to do this for the show. And I'm like, no, I don't. I would love to, but there's a point, after reading the spoilers, that I can't take this shit. I will be back next week, and that's me being professional. But I will not be for this show.
Yep.
So, good Destination X, and Destination America. You can have my viewing and shove it up your ass.
Yep.
So, that's all. Do you have anything to sell?
Not this week.
Fucking murder!
And on that note.
All right. I have nothing to sell either.
So does Miley have to go for a walk?
She already went for a walk, so we are heading to bed.
All right. We'll talk to you probably in 2 weeks.
Later.
Later.